What if I told you something can make you feel better psychologically and still not be spiritually safe for you? Because a lot of people today are confusing placebo with tawakkul and they don't even realize it. Assalamu alaikum, beautiful souls. I hope you are doing fine. Okay, so recently I have been noticing this huge rise in healing content online. Manifestation, energy healing, universe affirmations, frequency audios. Repeat this phrase and your life will change. And whenever someone questions these things, the response is usually, but it worked for me. And that's where the conversation actually gets interesting. Because psychologically speaking, something feeling effective doesn't automatically mean it has real power. Sometimes your belief itself changes your experience, and that's what the placebo effect is. Now, placebo effect sounds like a very fancy scientific term, but the concept is actually pretty simple. Sometimes the brain and the body respond positively because a person genuinely believes they are receiving help, even if the thing itself has no actual healing ability. Like, imagine someone is given a sugar pill, but they think it's medicine. Now, because they believe they are getting treatment, their body starts responding differently. Their stress reduces, anxiety calms down a little, their nervous system relaxes, even pain can sometimes feel lighter. So, yes, belief absolutely affects human experience, and this is scientifically observed. But now comes the deeper part of the discussion. Just because something makes you feel peaceful doesn't automatically mean it's spiritually correct, it's true, or it has some unseen power behind it. And I think this is where many people get emotionally vulnerable. Because when someone is struggling mentally or emotionally, they are usually not sitting there trying to analyze theology. They just want relief. If someone is dealing with anxiety, heartbreak, intrusive thoughts, fear, emotional exhaustion, they'll naturally hold on to anything that gives them hope. And I completely understand that. But as Muslims, we still have to pause and ask ourselves, where is my heart placing reliance? Because there's a difference between using something as a means and emotionally attaching power to the means itself. For example, therapy, it is allowed. Medicine, allowed. Breathing techniques, allowed. Healthy lifestyle changes, that's also permissible. Why? Because these are means. But deep down, the heart still understands shifa comes from Allah, relief comes from Allah. The means themselves don't have magical independent power. And that's tawakkul. Tawakkul doesn't mean sitting passively and doing nothing. But tawakkul also doesn't mean the universe will align for me if I repeat this enough times. Tawakkul is I make effort, I take halal means, I seek help, and emotionally my trust stays connected to Allah. That balance is really important, especially because human beings are extremely suggestible psychologically. If you repeatedly hear, this changed my life, this healed me, this has powerful energy, your brain starts expecting an effect. And expectation itself can influence emotional experience, especially when someone is already emotionally overwhelmed or desperate for comfort. That's why not every peaceful feeling is automatically spiritual truth. Sometimes what people are experiencing is emotional soothing, temporary hope, nervous system calming, psychological suggestion, placebo. And that doesn't mean their experience feels fake to them. It can feel very real. But feeling real and being spiritually sound are two different discussions. Because even harmful things can temporarily feel relieving. That still doesn't make them correct, right? And by the way, this doesn't mean every alternative healing practice is fake or evil or useless. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I am saying Muslims need emotional awareness alongside Islamic understanding. We need to ask deeper questions like what exactly am I believing in right now? Am I giving unseen power to created things? Is my heart becoming attached to methods more than Allah? Am I chasing certainty and control because I'm scared? Because a lot of modern spiritual trends slowly shift reliance from Allah toward energies, vibrations, rituals. special codes, manifestations, universe language. And sometimes people don't even notice how subtly it starts affecting their akida emotionally. Now, another thing that's really beautiful is this: real tawakkul actually helps psychologically too, like genuinely, because when a person truly relies on Allah, they stop carrying the impossible burden of controlling every single outcome. And that reduces so much inner exhaustion. Hyper control decreases, panic decreases, obsessive fear decreases. Because internally there is this understanding that I am responsible for effort, not for controlling destiny. And that creates a much deeper peace than constantly trying to manipulate reality through techniques and rituals. Because one path is surrender to Allah, the other can slowly become obsession with control disguised as healing. And I think a lot of people today are mentally exhausted because of this constant pressure to manifest correctly, attract correctly, decode signs, control outcomes, fix reality all the time, instead of emotionally resting in Allah after making effort. And honestly, this conversation is becoming more important now because online spirituality is getting very mixed. Psychology terms get mixed with Islamic language, Islamic concepts get mixed with New Age beliefs, and eventually people can't even tell the difference anymore. Which is why Muslim needs both knowledge and awareness, not blind rejection of everything, but also not blind acceptance. Because not everything that feels healing is spiritually healthy, and not everything spiritually healthy gives instant emotional highs either. Sometimes real healing is quieter, slower, more grounded, and deeply connected to trust in Allah. May Allah protect our hearts from confusion and keep our reliance connected to Him alone. And if you enjoy these psychology plus deen conversations, let me know what topic you want next because I genuinely love discussing these things over here. Assalamu alaikum.